let's get this going. Evening, everybody. We're setting up. All right, notifications going out. Give me just 1 minute here. All right, cool. I've got a live feed going on. Let me see if I can pull this up over here. Here we go. Live stream. 2 watching. Probably myself. Well, let's see. Hey, Mr. Hootie Who's there. Hey, how's it going, man? How are you? Let's see. I am. There we go. Oh. Guys, I'm just getting everything set up. Give me just a minute. Let everybody come around. I'm a few minutes early, so bear with me. I'll just wait for everybody to hop in. You got any questions tonight? Let me know. We'll get on to it. Just so you guys know, I am going to cover the AUG trigger adjustment and mod, since that's kind of a big topic and everybody's been asking about it. So tonight's the night. I figured I'd just do a live stream. This will cover me doing a video for this upcoming week, and I can show you guys how it's done. So if you want to follow along and do this mod, go grab your AUG, take the barrel out, and take out your mag, make sure it's clear and safe. And just so the YouTube people know, this is not a gun, this is just a stock. So, not a gun. Yeah, man, I'm glad it's Friday. I was actually in St. Louis and Effingham today, Illinois. So I was working this morning and got home today long enough to hang out and do this. I am trying to see what my live chats. There we go. Howdy and simplify. Let's see, since someone just brought that up, we'll get the night started off. That's my last challenge coin I picked up and won on one of my last assignments. And this one, guys, and they'll be at the range day, actually won this one from the guys at Gearhead Works. So if you're old like me and you still if you still know what these are, range day, when I do my range day, maybe try to challenge me on a challenge coin, see what we can get up and going on. Let's see. Move some things over here. Something cool that came in. If you guys like patches, Steyr just released 2 new patches. It's the American flag and the Austrian flag for Steyr Arms USA, and the new AUG patch. So if you guys like patches like I do, check them out. To give you guys a size, the round AUG patch is like the new Steyr logo. It's a little bit bigger. So there you guys go. Keep you up to date on some new stuff. Still have my third. Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I actually, if I can find my kit, I actually met one of the gentlemen from the Frozen Chosen. Oh, back like 99, 2000, right before I went in. So I actually I don't have a coin from him, but I actually have his ID, basically like an ID card. It was one of the things from the DOD, which was really cool because I met that gentleman, and I do not remember his name. It's been too long ago. But for cool stuff, I got to meet one of those guys. It was down in Jacksonville, St. Augustine, Jacksonville, Florida. It was actually at a gun show with my dad. So it was an interesting gentleman and some interesting stories. Another cool patch. For you guys showing up to range day, I've got some cool Enforce patches that are going to be door prizes and giveaways. So we can talk about that some more. What else we got going on here? Oh, yeah, decent crowd started. Yeah, true, Mario. I mean, there's definitely some there's some new guys that have come in that have earned the right, to be recognized in that capacity. But the old school trailblazers, man, there's not too many left. Sorry guys, I am really thirsty. It's hot, so alrighty. Let's see. What do you guys want to do? You want to do this Aug Trigger Mod first, or should I make you kind of hold off and wait a minute? Some other stuff. I got some Corvos parts. So guys, I will be doing on the barrel, the forward grip, instead of it being a foldable one, I'm actually going to be doing a AUG when it shows up with a stationary Corvos Defense forward hand grip and an extended Picatinny rail on the bottom. So these are some of the parts. I'm waiting on some more to show up. So we'll be doing a Corvos build, and we'll actually be demoing and showing all of their stuff for what they want me to mess with on one of my business arrangement sponsor deals with Corvos for range day. So I keep mentioning that for those of you that aren't familiar. We'll touch on it real quick. I'll probably talk a little bit more about it towards the end of the video, but August the 15th this year in Nashville, Tennessee at Royal Range USA, I am hosting a range day. The range day is free to attend. You can come hang out all day if you want to, check out, see what we've got. I'll have door prizes. I did that last year. We're going to draw names. We're going to have a shooting contest, a couple other giveaways. I've got some stuff in social media. If you know what to ask me, you can win stuff. If you check out my Instagram or Facebook page, you're actually going to see all the list of sponsors. We're going to have people in attendance. I'm getting more and more to come. But the range will be open. If you want to bring your own stuff, they're going to be their normal Saturday business hours, and range time will be available. You can purchase. There's their whole inventory if you want to play with anything full auto or SBRs. You want to shoot a 50 BMG, they'll have all that access. But I will be there. Gearhead Works. I've got Enforce, Magpool, Andy's Leather, Corvos Defense. I'll be showing some of their stuff at more and more people. I've got probably close to a dozen sponsors, people that are assisting with the range day that'll be in attendance, or they're sending products to be demoed and given away. So if you guys want any freebies, you got to be in attendance, show up, and we're going to give away a bunch of stuff. I think last year was close to $5,000 worth of product. I'm going to try to do that this year. As much as I can get, I'll be giving it away. I don't know what the grand prize will be. AR500 was our grand prize winner last year, and you actually got a full reactive steel set target. That was the grand prize for a shooting contest. Maybe we'll do something like that similar this year. The range will open at 10 a.m. You can shoot all the way up until 6 p.m. My event, I will be there first thing when they open in the morning to set up, but the day is going to kick off just about noon. I've got range time. You don't have to pay for the range time to do the demos, to shoot something that I bring. All we ask is that you purchase ammo from the range for two reasons. One, it helps the range out. And second, most of all, it's a safety concern that I have. I don't have to worry about reloads, bad ammo, or wrong ammo size on anything. So we're going to have 9mm, 40, 357 SIG, 5.56, 223, some 308s, might even have some 22s and stuff, but the range will have plenty of ammo. That's really the only thing that I ask, is if you just purchase your ammo at the range, it supports the range, and I don't have to worry about any of the test guns and demo stuff being damaged. But you can shoot as much of it that you want. If you want to run an AUG for half an hour and you can supply all the ammo, go ahead. It's fine. So that's what we're doing, plus the giveaways. I'm hoping some other big companies will be there. We've got some other YouTubers will be there. So that's what I'm doing. August the 15th. Just check out the social media at my Facebook page or Instagram account. Alright, let me check these questions real quick. Too bad they won't be around. Any word on AG will be offered in 6.5 Grundle. Wait, or not, either way. The AUG, I don't think 6.5 is going to work in the AUG. I haven't heard of anything. 300 Blackout, I've actually seen one of the guns. Granted, it was a prototype. They've built 5 or 6 that I'm aware of. They've been in extensive testing. I mean, it's Steyr. They don't build something and it FUBAR, 6 months after they get it to the market. So, I mean, granted, the fault of, they're slow to get stuff to the market, granted, but you don't have to worry about their equipment failing or exploding or, having a drop safety issue. I know the 300 Blackout is a thing. Now, it was when I was at SHOT Show, the old CEO of the US had told me it was supposed to be out for, 2020. I mean, with the change up, I don't know, with the new people, the new staff that's running USA, I don't know. I didn't hear anything at SHOT Show this year, so I'm hoping they're going to do something. So I don't know at the time. I know it's on the board for them to do something, but I haven't heard if it's been delayed, scrapped, or if it's still in development. So that's it. All right, well, let's get into it while everybody's here. We're going to do this trigger mod. So start off, guys, grab your AUGs, pull out your barrel, make sure it's clear. We're going to go ahead and pull the receiver, but before you pull the receiver, make sure that you actually charge it, and you need to set the trigger pack inside. You need to set the hammer. So make sure that the hammer's set in the back, and then remove your the whole slide assembly out of here, the receiver. So if you guys are unfamiliar how to take down an AUG, once you pull back the charge handle, remove your barrel, let the charge handle back down. The barrel will come out with a nut. You don't have to worry about the safety or anything down here. Your push pin, make sure you put your hand here on the top because the springs are going to want to push forward on the receiver. You really got to bury your thumb into the lock. Once you get it out, you can pull it. Makes that click sound, and then the receiver is going to pop up. And like I said, it's on springs. You just see it moved 2.5 inches. If you don't put your hand up here and you're pointing it down, you can spit the receiver out on the floor. So pull out your receiver in your bolt carrier group. It doesn't matter if it's in 1 or 2. Just set it off to the side so you don't damage it. And inside, we are going to mess with this trigger. You will need... hold on 1 second here while I pull out my fancy dancy box. You're going to need the little Allen set screw, the bit to mess here with the internal trigger. So mine's really dirty. The more you shoot, the dirtier these get. And I just haven't cleaned this one in a while. So we'll grab a bit driver and the bit. There we go. Let's see, guys, if I got this one's got a size on it. Sorry, I don't remember. I think it's like a little 1532. Once you find your bit or the Allen, you can actually use an Allen key. All right, what we're gonna do is you need it and a small flat blade screwdriver. I tell guys when you want to mess with this is super simple. Go ahead and loosen up the set screw. Go ahead and just loosen it all the way up. You don't need to take it out, but turn it up about 1/4 inch. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's up. Okay. The next thing that you need to do is inside, the trigger bars are here at the front. There's 2 little grooves right here at the front. The thinner the screwdriver, The better? What you're doing are these bars are what run inside the stock back here to the trigger pack, which hit the disconnector. You're going to want to pinch and move the trigger all the way up and take the screwdriver. So I pinch mine this way, left hand. Take the screwdriver and go up here to the front and pull down on these trigger bars. If they're out of adjustment, they're going to slide down a whole bunch. You can actually hit the little grooves that are inside with the screwdriver. You need to push it back, all the way back until it hits the trigger pack. Once that's done, go ahead and tighten this back up. Now when you tighten up this nut, it's got a little pinch washer that's grabbing those trigger bars here on the inside. You do not need to crank this down like super hard. If you do, you'll actually bend them and cause an additional problem. Just snug it up. Once it gets tight, I put just a little turn on it. That's it. What you should have now, here inside your trigger, you see how much movement it's got. I'll show you guys here. Has just a little bit of movement. That's what you're looking for. A lot of times the set screws come loose or these bars aren't set, and that will make your trigger take up a lot easier on the adjustment here and will lighten it up. The other thing to do, and we're going to go ahead and pull the trigger pack so I can show you guys that way. Like I said, this is a really, really simple mod. Let's see here. On your trigger pack, I mean, the hammer's down. This thing is all polymer, and there's not a lot of lubrication that's really needed. If you spray this thing in oil, all it's going to do is sit on the springs. There's really nothing back here that needs like an oil. You know, if it's gun lube oil, friction zero stuff, like it just doesn't really do anything except sit there and protect the springs. If you run your gun outdoors in mud, it makes it easier to clean off. But the biggest thing is pull this out, take an air blower and blow it all off. You can actually get graphite. So in getting the graphite, I want to release the hammer up. Graphite is the same material that you put inside your snail mags. It's this kind of looks like Never Seas. If you'll actually go inside and take a Q-tip with graphite and wipe the connection points all inside where the sear sits that runs on the plastic, the graphite will actually lubricate a lot better than spraying this thing full of oil or trying to put grease or anything. You really want to run graphite in here. Just wipe it around, coat it all up. It's going to get all over you. It's like Never Seas. If you've ever used Never Seas, it goes everywhere. Go ahead and coat it up. The only thing I would recommend is do not put it here where the hammer hits the disconnector and grabs. I would not put it right there just because you don't want to overlap. So I would avoid that be the spot. But around the springs where the sear runs up against the sidewalls, you can put it on the front side of the catch. You can put it all up here on the front, and that will lubricate and make that nice and stiff. Now I'm going to show you and reassemble this, and I'm going to show you what the trigger take up is, and you can adjust the trigger bars if you want a longer take up or a softer take up. Some people want a lot of travel, more like the original STG 77s that were the dual rates for like the full auto system. They want the trigger to be very far back in here. But what you're looking for is the least amount of movement right here. This here might have a 1/16 of an inch. So we'll stick this back in here. Tungsten fuse is another good one. Dry layers fuse. I haven't used the tungsten, so I'll have to take your word for that one. Alright, to set your receiver back in, bolt carrier group, sorry, I didn't explain that. Drop in your bolt carrier group, make sure that your catch is out. Palm it I always put it on the knee, push it down, lock it. All right, now we're gonna use the trigger and I'll show you guys. All right, here we go. That's it. The take up, there's no take up, there's no more slack in here. It's totally stiff. That's up against the trigger pack now in the back. Now, the more you shoot these AUGs, the better that the trigger system is going to get. I keep hearing, and I've seen it 1 or 2 times, like 12-pound triggers or 13-pound triggers. First and foremost, if your AUG's got like a 12, 13, 14-pound trigger, the thing is like way dry, something's misaligned on the inside, like they're not normally that heavy. They're really about 7 to 9 pounds, depending on who set them up when they come out the factory. If it's a standard or a NATO version, and it's a wear item. They have to wear in a little bit. This particular AUG's probably got 2,000, 3,000 rounds now put through it, that I've had over a year and a half since I built it at the factory. Once you do this trigger adjustment, and this is what I do for people when I set these up, when I do parts or scopes, I always make sure that the trigger bars are set. That's the biggest issue, because if the trigger bars aren't set or they're loose, you'll go to pull, the trigger is going to hit and the bar is going to slip and slide in here, and that will cause you to have sporadic or a really bad trigger. But as you can tell, this trigger is about 5 pounds, maybe. It's right there. And there's no issue. That's a great trigger. The AUG will never, ever be a Geisley trigger system for an AR. I mean, if anybody's looking and you see this video in the future and you're looking for trigger mods for the AUG and you want it to be like a flat-faced AR trigger, you can forget it. It's not going to happen. There's too much movement. There's too much distance because you have the trigger. It's going up here inside, touching the bars. The bars are running backwards, which hit your disconnector and the trigger pack back here. So it's not like an AR that's directly over top of the firing pin and the sear and everything. I mean, you're pushing 8-9 inches back here. You're pushing those bars. But that is a very easy trigger mod to set up. Now, let me pull this thing back apart. I'll show you guys. Yeah, about 7 pounds is normal. Once it's you use the graphite, you lube these things up, and you shoot them for a little while, they get a lot better. Something else to look for, which is a secondary problem, is the trigger. Because the stock is it's a 2-piece stock system that's ejection molded. It's then like welded together, and it's a woven poly. The actual trigger itself is its own item. So let's say you were to break a trigger, or you ground it funny, making it fit your finger, and you wanted to replace it. This is a separate piece from the stock, and these can be replaced. What you could look for on either side of your trigger, see if you have a whole bunch of scuffing. Basically think of like just wear if it's gouged up. If it's gouged up, you actually might have a piece of the stock interfering with the trigger. Not to say it should be loose or you need to sand it, but if you look around and maybe you've got a bad molding mark or something, that could be causing your trigger to bind a little bit. So just clearance it, look for it. I'll show you on this one. Like there's no scratches or there's no dig marks inside. I think in my light, if you guys can see it, up here at the very, very top edge, there's just a little bit of wear. Like just a couple little surface scratches. Kind of looks like a piece of emery cloth touched it. So that's that. I wanted to get in here to the sear. I've had a lot of people recently ask me on the sear. I'll take this apart just for you guys that aren't familiar here with it. Hold on, let me pull this. Here we go. All right, your sear is right here. There is a company called 2020 Precision or the Ratworks. They make an aluminum one that goes in. You have to take the whole trigger part, the pack apart. You replace it and like the connector. A lot of people swear by them. As you can tell, I don't have one. I've personally shot them with, and I don't want to say they don't work. That's not what I'm referring to. I didn't, in my personal experience, notice a big enough difference with the gun that I shot. Now, granted, I was handed a rifle. I was told it had one in it. I didn't open it to look. I was like, this one's got it, this one doesn't. This AUG I built at the Steyr USA back in October of 2018. So this gun's fairly new. It's only a couple years old. I'm the only owner of it. I have lubricated this one time with graphite. That's been it. And I've shot my gun. And I haven't replaced that part. I personally don't see it being necessary. I like the trigger, the way it feels. Once you adjust these bars, I don't have an issue with it. Now, granted, I do want to take a look at one and play with it and do some better evaluating and testing than just, somebody handing me an AUG to play with it and not getting some long-term with it. But, I mean, in my personal experience, I don't run one, I don't have one, and I don't think it's something necessary on the bandwagon. Don't jump and, go buy one instantly and think it's going to improve your trigger, tenfold. It may improve it, a pound. It might do it 2 pounds. It might make just the feel of it feel better. But I've noticed in just doing this trigger mod, adjusting the bars out the correct way, the trigger feels amazing. I've done 5 or 6 customer guns with people. Probably 2 of them will be at my range day that have had AUGs now over a year with having the adjustment, and they're not running that system either or messing with it, and they shoot their guns regularly. So you can ask them personally at the range day. You have to see somebody, you can ask them who's got what. Maybe we'll even get somebody that has one of the Steyrs so I can get some better time with it to help you guys out with it. But get into it, just mod it up, make sure that you clean up the trigger. Like I said, this one had a lot of carbon buildup inside, like you saw, because I haven't cleaned this gun in 3 or 4 range trips, probably 500 to 1,000 rounds now, and everything functions perfectly and well. And like I said, we'll click this over, show you again on that trigger. I can actually do it this way. That's it. I mean, that's not an atrocious trigger that I can do that free-handed, just holding it. So I hope that mod will help you guys out. You can try it, see if it works. Hopefully that'll answer some of the adjustment issues. I've seen a bunch of people asking on the Facebook groups, the Aug owners and stuff, what it was. I've talked to a few people on the phone about it. I figured it was just easier to show everybody this way, so I'd actually have a reference video of, hey, go see my video and check it out. So I hope that'll work. Let's see. Steyr, easy double taps. Need those trapezoids, night sights, man. All right, well, we'll actually talk about the night sights, and I actually have a set of sights here. I'll show you guys. Let's see. All right, let me look here. Handguns only. I have 0 experience with Steyr long guns. Well, heck, man, if you're gonna be in Tennessee in August, you can come shoot some long guns. I've got one hiding over here in the corner. That's my 0 to 1 mile project. That's an SSG 08A1 gold. That's a heavy edition, and I'm hoping for range day we'll actually have some more parts and adjustments. Okay, let's see. That's that. Okay, well, for sights. Okay, that, you guys know. Hold on. You guys know I'm OCD. I gotta put stuff back. It bothers me. Okay, sights. Now, everybody knows last month... Hold on, I've moved stuff. Crap. Sorry, guys. Alright, so everybody knows last month, if you're unaware, I was involved in an incident out in Oklahoma with a tornado. So I was kind of messed up and on medical for like a week. And I have not gotten to the RMR milled. And I know I've promised you guys, and I'm very, very sorry I haven't got to it. That's actually this weekend because the video and things I had and started to produce on this wasn't to my quality, my standard of stuff. I just didn't like the way it sounded. I think the meds kind of messed with me, and I sounded drunk and goofy, more goofier than what I am. So I'm working on this. So the RMR Steyr, I'll have the company. If you guys check out some of the links, I've actually put the link to the company that does it. I will get you guys all the info for that. That's my goal, to get this done tonight or tomorrow, for like in the next upcoming week or so, to get that out for you all. Moving into sights. I've sold my set and ended up getting some more. If you guys are interested, that, granted, if you've got the pistols, you know they come with trapezoid sights, and it's a love them or hate them. If you guys don't like them for some odd reason, I do actually happen to have 4 sets, that's all I've got left, of factory Steyr 3-dot sights. So I was good enough and everything worked out really well. I got a set, but that's what they look like. They're white with a red. These are factory Austrian Steyr sights. These go right in. They're set up. So I've got these. Now, 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, I spoke to a company on sights, trying to get night sights. If they were going to be like a style like this in 3-dot, very similar to like a Trichicon, you know, big dots sight set. And I got the groundwork laid, talked to them, I've got the mapping and some of the CAD design stuff done. It was a project just like I'm working on the trigger system, which I can show you guys because I need to put this over here. I am working on a metal, or actually it's aluminum flat face trigger for the Steyr pistols. So these have been 2 pet projects I've been working on at my own time, expense, just trying to get them off the ground. Now, the trapezoid night sight thing, there's been people, more influencing, more people in the know that have tried it in the past. I've listened to them, I've talked to them, I actually know them personally, I know the people that were involved with it. I heard what the issues that they were having, and I think in listening to them and then going about the way I do what I do, I think I've figured a way how to do it. I am going to talk to the company that I originally talked to about just doing like regular 3-dot style night sights, but what I need to know from you guys, and it's not so much I need a commitment, but I really need to know the interest level of if it's going to be 3-dot night sights or trapezoid night sights. The expense, the R&D time, and you guys know I've done it with Ranger Point Precision on getting the slides milled, the 357 SIG barrels. I've done it here recently with Battlecock Tactical on getting grip modifications and the stippling done. When I put my money to R&D time, like it eats up a lot from my normal life. I don't have corporate sponsors. I don't have people backing me on this. So this is done out of my pocket for everybody else in the community. So for me to go after and do sights, I need to know what you guys want. Is it going to be 3-dots night sights or trapezoid night sights? It's got to be one or the other because I don't have the time and I don't have the resources to do both. So you guys can message me, hit me up on this video, let me know where it's at. If I were to do it, there's not going to be a pre-order or anything like that. I'm going to build probably 100 sets. Is like a minimum order. It's 100 or 150 is a minimum order, and it will take me a few months to get everything done, and it probably talking in the price range of like $100 to $150 a set in like the trapezoid night sight systems. So they're not going to be cheap just because I can't go and order 500 sets or something. I don't have that type of liquid cash to push around, especially in this time. So they will be a little expensive. If that interests you, let me know. PM me, put it in the videos, let me know. The other thing I'm working on, and this one I've actually do have somebody that's possibly wants to work with me. What do you guys think of flat face metal triggers for your Steyrs? This is a prototype. That's what they look like. I've been working on this one all this year. So I've almost got it functioning. Granted, this is not pinned yet. That's my biggest thing right now, is I need to weld in or put set pins, then I can actually get it out. But it is still a factory Steyr disconnector bar. Basically, it's just a geometry change and a flat-faced trigger in there. So let me know what you guys think of these and if you'd be interested in the triggers. Let's see. Cool. All right, hold on, guys. Let me check up here and try to see what's going on. One second here. Let's see. Tom here from the Facebook group. Appreciate the video. Not a problem. 360. I'm glad I could help on that one. Actually, great. Make trapezoid night sights now. Need them. Okay, that's one. At the restaurant, totally. Pro 2A amendment. Would be interested in the slide with Holson. Yeah, this one here is actually a Trigicon, aren't like the RMR. It's the small one. That's what's on that slide. Hertz ordering a printed flat face trigger for you. Mario, I haven't heard of anybody else doing the trigger, but I mean, granted, it's not like somebody can't, do it or beat me to it. I have been just working on this one, and it's been my prototype. And if this one comes to the market, it'll actually have my name on it. If I can get this one done. So I'm really trying for this one at the moment. Price for each site type would be what? Let's see. AH, if you're asking about these factory set of 3-dot sights that are these right here, I've got these. DM me. I'll ship them anywhere in the U.S. to you, and they're not really expensive. They're pretty reasonable. Just DM me, and I'll let you guys know, or I'll let you know. If we're talking the night sights, they're basically going to be right around the same cost. So it's going to be a minimum of $100 each. I mean, for a set, up to about $150. It just depends on how I set up if it's a fiber optic, if it's some type of, fluorescent, the glow, or if it's more like the Firefly polymer plastic that glows. Those are things I'm actually getting ready to send the conversation about and talk to the company on having the sites built. And they would be standard height. I'm not doing suppressors because I don't have the measurements for like all the different suppressors or what you would run. So like if somebody else wants to do suppressor height sights for the Steyr, granted this one's got a set on there. I mean, it's kind of done here for the front. I don't have the time or background to do the measurements with that. Just doing the factory height and sights is well enough for undertaking for what I can do and what I feel comfortable and capable of doing. Let's see. I would love trapezoid night sights over 3 dots. Okay. Traps looks like these. Okay. Well, I'm caught up on that. So, no, this trigger shoe is an aluminum one. There is a company it's a pre-made shoe. I was using very similar to their design, or to actually buy this prefab. It's a generic shoe, so the pins all line up. And just to give you an idea, real quick, this is a factory Steyr trigger. there's the front blade sight, and let's see, that would be the metal one. So to give you guys an idea on size comparison of what they look like. I was even thinking of getting rid of the trigger shoes, the safety, the little blade safety here on the front. The bar, all the disconnectors would be the same, but I don't know if I like this here in the front or not, if I wanted to get rid of it. But if not, it'll function the same way. Here's the trigger safety, works on the Steyr. So, alright, well that is that. Let's see what else is going on. If you guys are looking for any parts, I do happen to have a 357 M barrel available. It is a used barrel, and I have some. I actually have a trigger or a fire control group spring rebuild kit for any of the pistols. So it doesn't matter Gen 1 to Gen 5. So, flat face trigger looks sweet. Thanks, pal. Yeah, granted, I've been working on it all this year and trying to get the pins and everything set. So, it's slow and timing, work, home life. So, it just works that way. Gotta go have a night. All right, man. Have a good one, man. All right, guys. Well, we're hitting the last quarter of the live stream. Is there anything you guys want to know about? Questions I can answer? You got company over here. Someone's already wanting dinner. Soon. Okay. Put this back. Let's see. It looks sweet. Let's see. Oh, I do have something. Give me 1 second, guys. I will show you something interesting from one of the sponsors. Let me see here. Here we go. First debut, guys. No one's got to see these yet. They showed up. I got a kind of a glimpse picture, but for Project 0 to 1 mile, this is Andy's leather. These are actually going to be our new tactical slings. These were all handmade for us for our SSGs. That's what's over here in the corner. But just to kind of, you guys get to all see this here done up. So if you guys are interested, andysleather.com. He actually makes the very similar, I'm trying to think of the proper pronunciation, the Jeff Cooper slings, the Ridgeback, the Rahinjo sling system that you can actually put your arm into. They work on all the Steyr rifles, your deer rifles. Actually, I've ran one on an AUG, so they're all set up that way. But these here were made specific for the SSGs, and he even does like drink coasters. For these here, but they're set up on the wide for your shoulders, and they're adjustable all the way down, and they're also adjustable here with his metal pin. So if you guys have a Remington 700, even these will work. So check him out. He's online. You can also check out the scoutforum.org if you're interested in scout rifles. Let's see. Hit horse here. And I'm sure try. AT. Yeah, no problem, pal. Give me just 1 second. Here, any brands out there that make polymer holster. Clips eBay is a crapshoot. Okay. All right. On A2s. The last time, it was probably like a month ago or so when I spoke to the U.S. sales team. They are expecting a shipment of A2s. Now, I don't know if they're the L's or the M's. I'm assuming it's both, but it was supposed to be coming in like August for the open house. Granted, Steyr's open house has been moved to October. 1 second. It's kind of loud. The open house will be moved to October, so I'm hoping that they're actually for sure going to have them then. But the LA2 MFs, if you're looking for one now, I've sent out the info. My local FFL has been able to find a few of them, but there's only about 2,500 or so that are in the US I'm aware of right now that I've tracked the serial numbers for, and they pretty much have all been bought up. So I don't know if you find one. I mean, if you see one, if you want one, buy it. Don't wait. Don't think about it. You know, put the bid in for it. Call, put it on your credit card. You know, whatever you need to, if you truly want one. But if you're waiting for the next shipment, it's supposed to be right around August. I would advise contact Jared Fuqua at Steyr. He's one of the sales guys. Him or Scott. Scott's gonna be mad. I can't remember his last name right now. You can hit them up, or like Einer Hoff. Oh, you guys check out my live stream video, or not my live stream, my video from Open House this year. You'll actually see the sales team, and Scott will have his last name there. But if you hit up one of them, they'll actually get you on a list and tell you more information than what I can of like when they're actually expecting them to be in. Okay, when it comes to holsters, guys, I put out and I deal with a lot. I actually happen to have these here. If you want a holster, and actually we're going to probably be giving holsters away from Double Click holsters. When it comes to Kydex, this is the one that I recommend. Is Double Click. This here is his outside the waistband holster. This is a custom one that he built for me. And then here is his appendix setup and inside the waistband. I like these. There are ones from Gladius holsters, and I believe I have the info on my Facebook page. One of the members from the Steyr Club is using like a Blade Tech or a Safari, and he's posted on there one that actually uses those clicks, the belt system. But just for a standard holster, if that's what you're looking for, I recommend the Double Click. Let's see, did I hear there? I have a Blade Tech holster from that actually. I have a bullet in the two. Okay, on the Olight, one cool thing with Double Click, if you'll contact them and you'll end up speaking to Bob Haygood or his son-in-law, you can actually, if they don't have it, if you will just send them your light, and for whatever holster you want, they'll actually mold it and set it up for you for an A1 or an A2. This particular holster is molded for the A2, but works with an A1 or A2 MF, and this is actually an L. But if you want one for a light, if they don't happen to have the light that you're running, all you have to do is just send it to them, and they'll knock it out and build you out a custom holster. And as far as I know, the last time I inquired about it, there's no extra charge as long as you send it to them. So let them use it when they have your holster done. They'll actually send it all back to you just for the opportunity to make a mold off of one. So it's an option. I'll search for that. Oh, you're welcome. And also, if you do an order from Double Click, send them an email. Tell them how you found out about them, and depending on how much you order, what you order, there is a Tnsteyr discount code. So just make sure you tell them where you found it, and just send them an email when you do your inquiry. Now, if you come to range day, I believe they're actually going to give 2 holsters. I think we've got some. It's a prize package, but they're going to give out a voucher for anything that they make, whatever you want. Doesn't have to be a Steyr holster. It can be, Glock, SIG, 1911. Doesn't matter. Revolver, whatever you want. So if you show up, I think they're sending 1 or 2. They got some other holsters, and there's going to be some specials and deals going on that weekend. Definitely there'll be some discount codes for sure across the board, no matter what you order. Well, I think I've touched on everything we've got going on. So we got the trigger mod. Please, guys, if you do this and you test tonight and you get this done, please leave your feedback in the video to let people know. That way, people aren't trying to spend a bunch more extra money or mess around. Tell me what you guys think of this mod and setting the trigger bars up, and get the information out there on how it's done. The Corvos Defense extra parts, the new Ford handrail, and the extended Picatinny rail. I'll have those videos out a little closer to August. The whole month of August, we're going to dedicate any video for the month is going to be based around the AUG. Enforce, you guys, I've shown before, but I like the Enforce lights. Work really, really well on this extra Picatinny rail or here on top of the optic for what you want to mess with. We're actually going to invert one and stick it on this bottom new quad rail to see how it works. But if you guys are looking for lights, these WLMs and the X series are awesome. They're a good, inexpensive light, and they work really well. This one's actually still in the same batteries I've had for 6 or 7 months of use, so that's been really good. Do you know if they still? Yes, they still make the Scout in 5.56. They also make it in the 6.5. I think there's even. I think you can get a 7mm or a 6mm, but those actually have to come from Austria. They're a special order, but there's still a handful of calipers that you can buy. I would recommend, if you buy a Scout, I actually owned one of the 6.5s, and it is peppy. There's not a lot of weight there that if you're gonna shoot that a whole bunch, you might not want 6.5. 308 could even be a little touchy if you are trying to like bench rest shoot it. But if you're using it for the Scout rifle, what it was designed for, either of those calibers are actually really good. Oh, you're welcome, pal. I mean, I do this for the enthusiast, and it's what I like, and I wanted to be known as the Steyr guy to have all the info. I got tired of trying to track it all down and sort through the BS, and that's why I helped with the Armory program with Steyr and harass them until they actually did it. And then you guys know that I get into these, and if you have a question or need precise information that you can call and ask, or if you need something fixed, I get parts and can fix the guns. I've even got, if I can slide this around, granted, there's even a GB sitting over here, so I've even got one of the old ones from the 80s. I heard the new NATO stuff. So SSB, there was a stock that used the actual. Hold on, I've actually got the mag. That's something else I can touch on real quick. The actual Steyr, SAI mags. There was one that was kind of a prototype that got rid of the bolt release and put the extra mag in it, but that stock was like just strictly a prototype. It was a one-off. As far as I know, that is not going to come out. There's only 2 variants of the AUG stock, and that is a NATO and a non-NATO. And you have to decide which one that you want. If you want the extra mag release, or do you want a bolt release? As a big gun. I'm assuming you mean that in the Scout rifle. If you're going to shoot pigs, I don't think 5.56 would be the round I'd want to use for boar hunting. Definitely 308. If you're shooting like USPA or IDPA, if you go with a Steyr pistol, I definitely recommend buying an L model. Get the 4.5 inch. It seems to work a lot better for those competition guys. I don't shoot in that scene, in that sport. There are some people that are on the channel that I talk to, and they do it. There's actually guys that are on the Pistol Owners Club. So if you hop on Facebook and go over to the Steyr Pistol Owners Club or Steyr Club, those guys can probably answer that question a lot better. I do shoot competition that is at the local range or against other people. And yes, I use a Steyr or I use a 1911. So I don't have any issues. If you've seen my VF1, which is my Steyr that I've cut up and modified, I run it comped, I've ran it suppressed. It's got all the tricks and bells and whistles done to it. And I shoot it in 357 SIG, and I run competition. I've never had an issue. N9, okay. Let's see. I'm not catching the OZ. I'm not thinking the acronym for country we're at. But let's see. Shooting Steyr competition every week. Both there. Well, there you go. Powell. I know he's out on the groups and stuff. So there's somebody that actually shoots more competitively than I do. I shoot for fun and just bragging rights more than going to competitions. I will tell you guys, I don't happen to pistol, gerbil, Austria. Okay, Holland. Oh, okay. If you guys are unfamiliar in the trapezoid sights, if you'll actually look at the very, very tip of the trapezoid, about halfway down on the sight, there's actually a molding line that runs through. I'll have to make a true video and showing exactly where it's at. But if you take a pencil and you mark it, that's actually for target engagement past 25 yards. It will give you your muzzle rise, especially for like 9mm, for adjusting your drop. So check that out on your trapezoid sights. If you run the 3-dot sights, they're standard, it's just 3-dot. You can make your own adjustment. It's a little bit finer for the long range engagement. You have to remember the trapezoid sights are a battle sight. They're meant to cover a target and go to town. So if you want the fine adjustment, look for that molding mark inside and take a pencil and just mark it. Oh yeah, I can change out any Glock owner and make them like a Steyr a lot better, because when you buy a $500 gun, you don't have to go spend $700 in upgrade parts to make it work properly. But that's because I'm not a Glock fan. Compared the CZ Shadow. I have not got to run a CZ Shadow, comparing it to the Steyrs. That's actually something I'm going to be getting into, is doing a little bit more heads-up comparison. I've got XDs available to me. I've got a couple of different Taurus models, and I can have a few different Glocks. So that's something I am working on and showing a better comparison in the polymer world. So stay tuned. That's something I'm working on a little bit later for this year or for the first of next year to show more. It just depends on my time. Alright guys, well I'm getting low on battery and we're about to hit that hour mark, and I'm going to get off and enjoy my weekend. So I will follow up if there's any last minute questions. If not, you guys feel free to post in the comments. I'll get back to you later tonight or tomorrow with those. Not a problem. And hopefully I can show you guys some more of the build stuff. And keep an eye out, like I said, on the social media side, Instagram, Facebook. I will be posting, and the companies that are helping me put on the range day and sponsoring it, check out their web pages. You're going to start seeing the Tnsteyr logo pop up all over for the next couple months. Okay. Well, guys, I'll let you all say good evening. Have a good weekend, and maybe we'll be out to the range tomorrow. So if I get out to the range, I'll check in. You guys will know it. If you happen to be around the West Tennessee area, feel free, DM me. Might go play with this AUG if you guys actually want to try one out before range day. So, alrighty, y'all. Well, I'm going to kick this off and say goodnight. Yes, if you check out my channel, it is from a little time ago. I've got a THB, I've got a Scout, and an SSG-08 I've all done reviews on, and I'm still doing some reviews. So they're a little bit longer videos, but they're probably from about a year ago. So just check out the videos on my YouTube channel. So, all right, guys. Powell, Holland, 308. Let's see, AH. Y'all have a good evening, and I'll catch you all later.